Okay, great. Both of us. Thank you so much for asking me to come back up. Tuesday night was wonderful. We were here for the dinner, had a great time. You guys did a wonderful job. My husband Jim is here with me today. And he was the high bidder at both cases of wine, so thank you. And when I came back, I wasn't very familiar with the wine, but I came back on the internet and I went, ooh, we got a good wine. So those were great cases of wine. You guys missed out if you didn't bid on it. So anyway, thank you very much.
You're welcome to come over and share.
Yes, come down to Prescott, share it with us. I know last month when I was up here, I only had a couple of minutes, and I tried to do it very quickly because everybody was ready to go home, so I'll just kind of back up a little bit. My name is Karen Fann. I served 4 years on the Prescott Council about 15 years ago, and I just last June retired as the mayor of Chino Valley for the past 7 years. So as far as my political experience, I've got 11 years dealing with the hard subjects. I'm not sure which is harder, serving on a local council, and Dave's going to find out pretty soon. Oh, right? And thank you for giving up the chair, too, Tuesday night. I appreciate that. You know, tough decisions. And so I have a track record that shows that I'm not afraid to make those tough decisions. Can't always make everybody happy, but you got to do what's right. I am a conservative Republican. That means my top goals are getting the budget back in order and getting people back to work. Number one, important over anything else. We cannot get the state back in order until we get people back to work, making money, producing sales tax, producing income tax, and getting off of government assistance. You know, our access and Social Security and welfare and everything else, age-dependent children, all those social programs have just skyrocketed because so many people are out of work. So that is extremely important in number one. I am a business owner. 25 years ago, I think I mentioned last month, I started a company called Arizona Highway Safety Specialist. We are now the largest guardrail company in the state of Arizona. I started it with $500 out of my house, and we now have 40 employees, and we do about $5 million. I understand small business, obviously, after 25 years. I could not start my business today because of all the government regulations and rules and what I just plain call minutia that has been interjected over the last 25 years, and I think that is really what is stifling a lot of our small jobs right now, not only with new people wanting to enter the market, but existing businesses right now. That's why, you know, we can't hire, we can't expand, because so many regulations, so many taxes, and quite honestly, we have no confidence right now in the federal government. So to go out and buy, I'd love to go out and buy this new $200,000 piece of equipment. You know, Jim and I have been talking about it, and it's like, I don't know what's going to happen next month. I said, we got to hold off till we find out. It's just a little scary, but we will get there. I have confidence that we're going to get there. I am been very involved with water issues for the last 7 years. Served on a lot of water boards, served on state, local boards. So I understand the water issues, particularly for northern Arizona. That goes for Williams and Belmont, Flagstaff. You have your share of water problems, Coconino County in general, as well as Yavapai County. So as we get the jobs back going and everything else, I will continually be working on the water projects. Infrastructure. I believe that states should only be doing what the state government is supposed to be doing, and that means we invest our tax dollars. We pay tax dollars to invest in public safety, health, and welfare. That means safe roads, that means safe borders, that means safe water and safe sewer. I'll give you an example of, very quickly, some of the outside of the box ideas. In Chino Valley, you know, we've got 67 square miles, but we have no property tax there, and we have very little sales tax. We are growing, and we have an area that was annexed in that has 1,000 septic tanks in a very small area. It's manufactured and mobile home area. And we saw aquifer pollution levels starting to rise. We knew that ADQ and EPA was going to be coming down on us just like they did with Lake Havasu and Bullhead a few years ago, and we know how a lot of people lost their homes over that. So we needed to be proactive about that. So just to give you an idea of the kind of things that my track record will say for itself, is we said, okay, we have no money, we need this $5 million sewer plant, how we're going to do it. We put it out to bid for a request for proposals, and we said, okay, we need a contractor out there that's willing to finance it, build it, and operate it. And we're going to pay you back through the sewer hookup fees and the monthly sewer bills. And guess what? We had a lot of bids. And guess what? We did it. So we built the plant, and not one dime came out of our taxpayer pockets. We didn't have to use up any bonding capacity. We didn't have to, like I said, we didn't have to impose any taxes on our residents, on our voters, because it was a user pay. So those are that's a small example of the ideas that the state needs to be looking at, because we don't have any money right now, but we need to create jobs and we need to do all these great things. So I hope that you will get the word out. I know many of you actually live in Flagstaff, and so you technically can't vote for us because you're not in LD1, but I know that some of you are in LD1, Larry, and I know that you have a lot of friends in LD1. So Andy and I both, I'm honored that he asked me to join him down at the state capitol, and he will be my mentor, and we will be working hard together. So I would be honored for anything, and if Clark and Rosa will allow me, since we will be leaving, I won't take any more time, I'm going to leave some brochures, and there's some more over on the table if you'll get those. And even though you can't vote for me, if you got 20 bucks in your pocket, it goes a long way with the campaign. It'll buy a sign, so I'm going to leave some contribution forms and some little business cards here. So you can go on the website. The website should be done about this week. Rose is going to take it. She says, don't give them to Clark. Yeah, okay, thank you. So yes, anything you can do to help Andy and I, we would deeply appreciate it. And you know that we'll be looking out for you. Even if you're not in District 1, you know that we always look out for everybody in northern Arizona and rural Arizona. Thank you.
Do you have a question? Oh, I thought I saw you raise your hand. Questions, anybody?
I'm sorry, I am politically illiterate. I vote, but I don't always know why I'm voting.
You're in the right
You're in the
place.
House though, right?
Yes.
So SB 1070 just passed without debate.
That's a Senate bill, I'm not sure.
I thought that was from the House.
No, SB stands for Senate bill, so yeah, they haven't made their way over. Which one
So
is
it goes
that?
to the House. It was Daily Sun said sweeping immigration bill.
Okay, I think we have a matching bill that's moving in the House as well. We have one more week for House bills and one more week for Senate bills, and then they swap.
Okay.
So neither side has seen all the other bills yet, and what we do try to do is, it's not like we don't try to coordinate, but of course we have folks who are, I think we had about 8 different immigration bills in the House this year, so I mean, the idea is to bring all of the best ideas together in one piece. Well, the Senate has their bills too. So usually what means we end up in a conference committee trying to make sure that everything that both sides wants gets in, and then we can put it in one piece, I suppose, is what the probability.
Just looked like a scary thing to me.
What was this one saying?
It's called a sweeping thing, it said in the Daily Sun, and it would require police officers who are investigating anything to ensure the status of any legal status of anybody involved. And it said that people who are transporting somebody who's illegal could be arrested. And I think about, what if my neighbor needs a ride to the doctor and then somebody runs into me and the policeman notices that my passenger speaks with a Spanish accent. And then he does a little bit of racial profiling, so he wants to know where she's from. And then I get charged with transporting an illegal alien.
Yeah.
It just seems a little over the top.
I have not read that bill yet, but I haven't seen anything that specific coming out of the House. Yeah.
Well, it didn't talk about your Spanish-speaking neighbors.
Oh, you just made that up.
I made that up because they don't talk like that.
Yeah. Actually, the Sun makes things up too, so it wouldn't surprise me. They called our jobs bill packet, they call it I think the headline was Republicans shift tax burden to homeowners. That's how they called the jobs bill, which is amazing, because the first thing in it is the finally, we eliminate the state equalization tax, which just came back last June and declined, but that's
So how do we access online?
It's
that
a
kind
great
of
question.
stuff?
If you go to Arizona, is it Arizona legislature, Arizona state government, that will take you there. What you want to look, there's bars that are in there, and it'll talk about bills, and you can go put that bill number in there, and it will pop right up, and you'll be able to see all the sponsors. It'll show you where it's gone and what committees, who's voted for it. I mean, state government, really, we've got a lot of visibility on how these things are. Bills, even bills that aren't moving, you'll see who sponsored them, you'll see the amendments, you'll see what committee, you'll see where it's scheduled to next. So,
It's
you'll
Arizona
be able to see.
legislature, and then
Yeah.
it takes you right in, and you're
Right.
gonna see a House and a Senate
Yeah.
page,
Yeah.
and then you've got the
That's
menu
right.
on the left.
Is this .gov or .com or?
No, just, you can do a Google search, it's
Okay.
Arizona legislature,
Gotcha.
boom,
do.
and you're gonna get it.
You know, the reason I don't have it on the tip, because it's my homepage when I get in, so I never
Yeah,
dial
so,
in.
yeah.
We use the same thing, basically, it's called the ALICE system, and we use the same thing, and it tracks all the bills, so you can go right there and pull it up and see where that is.
Any other questions?
So if you had an objection to that, or you really liked it and you wanted to tell somebody, pat on the back,
Yeah.
how would you contact?
Well, and also, as part of that, you'll see every lawmaker's name, address, telephone number, email.
An
it's
email
all-
address.
you can
It's
go-
all there.
you can go-
azledge.gov.
There you go, thanks, azledge.gov.
Thank you.
If there are no other questions, we will excuse them so that they can get back to campaigning.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.